Hello everyone, my name is Swee Chu. Thank you for tuning into our podcast following the recently concluded IFL AMA session, MoneySense for your child. If you haven't watched the Facebook live session, you can watch the recording on IFL's Facebook page. Today, we will be talking to our panelist, Joseph Tan, about his own money management experience growing up. But please note that nothing in this podcast should be construed as financial advice and that they are personal views of the panelists. Each individual circumstance is different. You are encouraged to talk to a licensed financial advisor or do your own due diligence. Now, let us welcome Joseph. Hi, Joseph.
Hey, hi, Swee Chu. Thank you for having me here. Hi, everyone. Great to be with you again to talk about MoneySense for our children once in this podcast setting. All right, I'm excited. I look forward to the time with you.
Okay, great. Joseph, perhaps to get us warm up, you want to share with our listeners about your growing up years. How was it like? What were some of the fond memories?
Fond memories. Like what I shared during the AMA session, right? I actually grew up staying in a rented flat, one-room flat in Outram Park. So 6 of us together with my parents, Papa and Mama, right? So we squeeze all into one. Fond memories about my growing up, I think I can share 2. One, this is the first time when I was staying there. It was quite a high flat, say about 9-story high. So this is the first time that I get to see a lift and use it. So I remember the first time when we just shifted in, within a week or so, a sibling and myself, we were playing with the lift. Why? Because exciting to press it and see it open, until my neighbor got to stop me and ask, saying that other people need to use it. So these are the things
Interesting. Okay, let's get started. So specifically in the area of money management, can you tell us what shaped your money habits?
I think very much like what the title suggests, right? MoneySense for our children. So my parents has a strong influence over me in terms of how I look at money. My growing up childhood was, certainly I didn't go hungry, but because the parents has taken good care of us, but we come from not well-to-do family. So my dad drives a van and then do some delivery work, and my mom, just to make ends meet, right? She was a hawker. So I seen how she has gone through the time. Maybe through this podcast I can share more. At the same time, in the evening time, she will collect clothes back to sew. So like the sewing machine sound is so common every evening. To me, it's like music. So that itself taught me that, if let's say times are challenging, right, be resilient, find ways to make sure that you make a proper living, make sure your needs are met. Don't fret over it, right? Stay strong, and things will turn better over time. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you. How old were you when you started getting an allowance, and how much was it? And how did you manage the money?
Right. Primary school, I think kindergarten, they provide the food, the usual thing. So you don't exactly get to use money. But in primary school, when we started, like what I shared during the AMA, you need to queue up for food. So I remember I was given about 50 cents or to $1 thereabout. As I grew up over time, slightly more, but barely enough to buy some food and drinks good enough. I remember the chubby hun or worth about 30 cents, 40 cents during my time. So it's still affordable with another cup of drinks. So I think not much saving there that I can look at there.
You are right, Joseph. I mean, at the AMA session, we talked about specific money versus allowance. So when you're younger, I guess parents give specific money, which is like canteen food money, right? So you spend the money buying food at canteen. If you ask a child to save some of that money, he'll be wondering, should I not eat and save the money?
That's right.
So I suppose when the child gets older, maybe the parents can consider giving them a little bit more money so that they can manage it on a budget to decide on what to spend. Yeah?
That's right. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
Okay, moving on. So do you think it's important for young people to get a part-time job? to learn about responsibility? When should they start? Did you have a part-time job? What was your experience?
Yes. I do have part-time jobs during my school days. But very importantly, I think the focus here is this: if you are schooling, make sure that that part-time job is not affecting your school, your work in school. I took it during vacation time. I worked in McDonald's. I worked in some furniture factory, big furniture factory, but as a laborer. And I also work in a pizza restaurant, as well as in one of the bakery factories in Singapore, somewhere in Jurong side. So those experiences were very good. Like what the question says, how was the experience? Tough, because you see carrying all the laborious things. I remember in McDonald's, I have to clean toilet all the way to do cashier and to do the floor, where the restaurant is. During my time, people are allowed to smoke, right? Not so strict. So, but in the restaurant, they are not allowed to. So I was tasked to tell them, sir, can you refrain from smoking? And usually I'll be greeted rudely by some remarks, things like that. So these are the experience. But again, these are also those times whereby if I think supervision is necessary, so that you make sure that the kid is not mixing with the wrong crowds, because it's tempting sometimes to go out as a group, and then if you happen to be mixing the wrong crowd, then it might affect them.
You're absolutely right, Joseph. I think as a student in school, the primary responsibility of a student is to focus on your studies. Yeah, I think that's always the first responsibility. And then if you have some time, or maybe when the circumstances necessitate, then you do some part-time work. But still, students should always focus on what is the important thing, which is to get their schooling done
Absolutely.
right.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just to add on, just sort of a feel of what is the pay like. An hour in McDonald's was $150 then.
Wow. Okay, so I'm quite sure it's not 150 anymore.
I'm sure.
Yeah. All right, next, many educators today talk about encouraging charity in children. Growing up, what was your own experience in this area? Learning how to give?
Oh, yes. Okay, a few things that taught me about giving. One is I used to be a scout in primary school. And so what we do is that during school holiday, right, they will be tasked to clean up places and do some social work, and then raise money, as those cards that, after you clean up the place, they will sign. I remember with my classmates, so we went to this place and clean up the whole entire house, and toilet, you name it, all right? And a very kind lady, so I'm not judging her certainly here, but we were given $1. So it really helped me to appreciate, don't just look at money as itself, look at the service that you're providing to the person, that how this person would have benefited from your kindness. The other thing is also from my dad. I think my dad is a very sociable person, notwithstanding the pay not too high during the time. He will buy treats for people. Even into his old age, he's still doing that. And people like, in the petrol station, at the kopitiam and all this, and times and again, you will do some goodwill for them, buy kopi for them, all that. And I remembered when he passed away a few years ago, and the people that he know, those places that he visit didn't know that my dad has passed on. So when I make mention to them, he say, "Hey, how's your dad?" I said, "My dad has passed on," and you can see tears in their eyes. So it shows, whatever you do, consider the fact that no matter how small, it touches life. It can make a difference, whether it's monetary or not. Yeah.
Like they say, right? Charity starts at home. So It's important that as parents, we set good example, good role models, so that our children can observe, and then they will learn those lessons early on in life. Thanks for sharing. Next, I understand you spent several years in banking. Do you think that your natural traits groom you to take on this banking path? Can I say that you are good with money management? That's why you are in banking. So the rest of us who are not, maybe we have no chance with money management. What would you say?
I would like to rephrase that. I don't think anybody that's not working in the bank is not good with money. First and foremost, right? Some people tell me hey, in a bank, right, you count other people's money. That's very true, because we're there to provide a service then to help the depositors or the clients in whatever their banking needs. So people that walk into the bank are the people that actually bring deposits or some form of needs in terms of financial assets. So they are the one that I thought I learned more from. People who come and do some deposit, you realize that they're consistently doing so. I enjoyed very much, particularly when I was doing retail for a period of time, whereby I get to see different people, person-to-person interaction. I talk to them. Over time, it built a relationship. Some even tell me about their house background, their difficulty they're facing, especially when the loan didn't turn out well. They will tell you, story about their family dispute and things like that. So I think I learned a lot, and also from there, I also learned the wisdom of how should I be managing my own money better. One takeaway for everyone as well is from there, I also learned about not giving away, not signing away guarantees, without proper consideration, because it has repercussions. So yeah, that part is also helps me a lot. Yeah.
Thank you, Joseph. Is there anything else that you want to share with our listeners today?
Sure. Yes, I've read somewhere these 3 points, which I thought is very helpful relating to our money sense for our children. Right. Point 1, don't avoid talking about money with our children. I think our experience and our guidance will help a lot in their growing up, in their learning of money management. And second point is try to limit the influence of money. By this, it means that when at home when we teach them about money, if let's say we only reward them monetary reward, give them monetary reward for household chores, then they will correlate it with household chore and money rather than the value of family, value of being part of the family. So allowance, yes, but if let's say we tie two correlated to value, then it may affect the way how they look at money and versus other values. And then finally, third point is give children control of their money to some extent so that they have space to learn. I like one of the saying that goes like this, right? It says that it is much better to make a mistake with a $5 allowance than a $50,000 yearly salary or a $500,000 inheritance. I thought that was well put.
Thank you, Joseph, for sharing, and thanks to our listener out there for tuning in today. You have been listening to a podcast on Money Sense for Your Child, brought to you by IFL. IFL is a collaboration between MoneySense and Singapore Polytechnic. IFL provides free and unbiased financial education to members of the public. You can follow us on social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Telegram, or visit our website at ifl.org.sg. Stay tuned for our next podcast. In the meantime, I wish you all a good day. Stay safe and healthy.